We never know what our clients or users will do with our programs. So you have to do a complete checkup to see, or testing phase to see what they will do. Now I want to create a little scenario so that you can see what I'm talking about. In the file system, even in DOS, complete through Microsoft Windows, there was always a problem with subfolders and files. Let's say I want to create a inside here you will see I will create it in the program itself, but let's say I want to create a folder with this name in DOS. So when I say mkdir firm6.fi, it will tell you it's a subdirectory or a file. firm6.fi already exists, so you don't create your folder. Now this same problem resides within your file system. Now I created in the meantime a very extensive system in my creation. Now the file create system, when you click over here and you type in this, it will give you this info box that the my file IO file system can do much more than mkdir, and that is where I came to this. And as you can see, I tried different methods, and then yes, I even had to exit the program at the time, but I brought in many other things too as well. So when you run this program, now this is a program with folder, subfolder, 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 and this part on this side is a data grid view, which you can create quotations and invoices and other information from each of these. As you can see, I say no from, but that is actually firm. I want to check if I can rename it inside here. Now if you cannot, if you didn't select anything on this side, okay, so our scenario is there's no folder created. The moment you click on firm 1, it will create it automatically. If you can, as you can see in the background, it's already created. But the moment you want to create this, a subfolder or the file of the same name, blah blah blah, already exists, please use another name for item, or click the middle button, then no, blah blah blah. And now you must remember, if let's say you're standing over here, or doesn't matter where you are, a folder was supposed to be created on this side. So let's say middle click and no, and I make an X at the bottom, and now that is the new name. The old name is firm6.fi. Now this is not a file, this is a folder. So first of all, it's not a file. If it was a file, it's only that one can renamed. Now if it was, or if this folder was created before the time, we will see. I will show you what will happen when I rename that one. So this does not exist. You have to state it's not existed. Now you want to create this one over here, and this is what's going on here. Error is true, error is false. We look over here, and this is the guy to make it, and we exit, and the program can continue. So when we look at the background, we see it was created. Now inside each of these, let me run and create a few more. Let's say it's firm 1, and in firm 1 I create a let's say departments, and inside departments we have stockroom. Let's say right click and we say stockroom or stock department, and we have our finance, and we have our labor. Okay, so when you go into your labor department, you have, let's say, we have our office, and we have our yard laborers, and we have our clerks, etc. So let's say I want to rename that one. Now you can see in the background nothing was created. So when I go into firm 1, you can see departments. Within departments is labor. Within labor, clerks was selected, and each of these can be selected, like that one. Office is created, yard is created. But let's first say that I want to rename departments. Now that is that guy. So I want to rename that one. Everything underneath will fall automatically in place when I do it like this, and we say department what can we say? We say is department office. So the moment, here you see there's a problem now. You want to remove that one, and say you cannot remove that one. Why? Why can't you remove that one? Let's see. See, that is where everything has to look for. This is department office. It doesn't always work correctly when you show someone else, so that somewhere there's a problem. Now we know for a fact that department have, look at that, departments, it has, okay, labors, there's stock, finance and labor. So it didn't return well back to the place where you're supposed to work. So what it's going to do is I have to check into this. So I will just make a note here. Good. And we save it and we will come back. So what will happen now is I say firm and we say departments and we say department office. Now it will work correctly because it came back to the correct place. As you can see, the firm index is 0. So that's a new one, and it is a file. No, it's not a file, it's a folder. Does it exist? Yes, it does exist. So we just rename it. We don't have to create it. And everything is going according to plan. You see, it's changed to department office. But now, as I say, I want to create, as we say, it's already fixed. So that is why I say you need to know, well, you don't know, you cannot know what your user is going to do with your program. So you have to test it very, very widely before you send it out into the world. Because if someone have a problem with your program, they will rather use someone else's program. So your program must be tested thoroughly, 100% through and through. As you just saw, a little simple minor error which have to be rectified again or set straight again before it can work correctly. My file system must be up to date before I start with anything else. So, because when I go there, this path is fine, but this, well, there it works, 0, it's fine. Interesting. So how to recreate that error, I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Maybe, yes, maybe that is number 2. So when I go back here, okay, I think this is where it is. So let's see. Yes, there's a problem. You have to, okay, so now I know how to reset or change this. So that will be from the second, the moment you click over here, okay, let's say, come on over here. So you have to click one of these two. So if you want to rename this, yes, very strange indeed. You never know what your user or the end user will use your program.